Hi everyone, Beth Penzone here with Victory Nutrition. Today I'm going to do a little video for you about using the food scale. These tips and tricks should hopefully make it a little more time effective and a little less overwhelming, especially for some new clients or people that are new to using the food scale. So today, first off, we're going to talk about why weighing is a little more accurate than just if we measure our portions. So here I have 2 bowls of pretzels, and this is just a very good example of why weighing is more accurate, and sometimes when we don't, we're eating more than we think we are. So this is one measured portion of pretzels, and this is the actual weight of that same portion. So here is if we would use a measuring cup and we'd measure out what the portion would say is half a cup, but if I weighed out that same portion, this would be the amount of pretzels is the accurate portion size. So this is one example of why weighing and using our food scale makes our portions more accurate. Now we're going to go through some tips. So when you have a food scale, most of them all have this tare function. What this does is zero out whatever you have on the scale. So you can weigh your dishes. So we're going to turn it on first. You can put a dish on the food scale and then zero out that weight. So then whatever ingredient or food you put in your bowl, you're only weighing that ingredient. It's not taking into account the weight of the actual container. Using this tare function makes things much more time effective, and you have less bowls to wash and clean, which we all love. So let's say I was going to be making a salad with lots of vegetables. I would put on my plate. I would use the tare function for zero. Then I would add my first ingredient. After I have the quantity I'd want on there, I would then again just zero out, and I'd put on my next ingredient. This way I'm not using separate bowls all the time. And again, I could put on a different one, zero it out, and put on my third ingredient. This way I still have the one dish I'm going to be eating on, and I don't have 3 different dishes that I have to wash afterwards. So using the tare function makes things very, very time effective, even after for cleanup. Another trick with using the scale is measuring things out backwards, so that again, we're not using extra dishes than we have to. I'm going to tare it out to zero again. Here I have some yogurt I made in the Instapot, and I have a big batch of it. So then I know I'm not going to be eating this whole batch, so I'm going to measure out what portion I'd actually like to eat this time. So I'm going to put it on my scale, and the scale will read 1430 in grams, or I can change it, the unit, and go into ounces. And I have 50.4 ounces. So if I'm going to have 2 ounces of this, I am going to take out until it says 48.4. So I would scoop out. And here we go, 48.4 ounces. So now I know in this dish I have 2 ounces. And then I just would put the cover right back on this, and I wouldn't have dirtied any other dishes while measuring. Lastly, we'll talk a little bit about the different units that you can find on your food scale. You want to try to find a food scale that has different measurement options. Grams, ounces, and milliliters are the most important. You're going to try to use grams as much as possible because it has the smallest amount of variance. And then if things are bigger in weight, things like meat, a lot of people tend to use ounces, and that's fine as well. Milliliters is always used just for liquids. So you don't want to be measuring anything solid with the milliliter unit. So try to find a food scale that works for you and your lifestyle, but make sure it has grams, ounces, and milliliters so that you're the most accurate while you're using your food scale. And always remember, make every day a day to create victories.